All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is the day you've been waiting for if you have been following along with my Sonic 2006 playthrough since Thursday of last week. Today it all comes to a head. I am Darkside Phil, and welcome to today's gameplay stream. I welcome you wholeheartedly. Today will actually be a full day of streaming, dependent on how things go, so allow me to explain. Basically, back on Thursday, I started a Sonic 2006 playthrough as a marathon. I played it for over 6 hours that day. I think it was around 6.5 actual hours of gameplay, and there were a few breaks, 2 breaks in there for around 15 minutes or so. And then I played it again on Friday for around 3 to 3.5 hours. I played it yesterday for around 3 to 3.5 hours, alright? And I knew the game was long. I knew it was one of the longest Sonic games ever made when I came into the playthrough, alright? So, excuse me, I kind of cleared my entire weekend for it. Unfortunately, Saturday, things didn't go very well. Saturday, I did not get to live stream because I didn't get any sleep. My girlfriend Leanna's been pretty sick. The good news is, if you want a quick update on that, she actually got a good night's sleep last night. I told her last night, I said, listen, if you're ever going to get any sleep, what you need to do is take a sleeping pill. And it's not a good thing to do all the time, but if you're just not able to comfortably sleep, take a sleeping pill. It'll probably get you drowsy enough that you won't notice if there's a tickle in your throat or whatever. You'll get some sleep. She did so, and boom! She got a good night's sleep. After about maybe 20-25 minutes, she was out like a light. And we finally got a solid night without any interruptions of choking or anything. So, ladies and gents, coming back strong today, okay? Coming back strong. And here's what we got left in Sonic 06. We've got 70% of Shadow's story, although it doesn't seem like it's balanced because it's funny. I did like 2 really long stages with Shadow, and the game says it's still only 30%, but it seems like between the 30 to 70% jump is like 1 or 2 stages for all of these characters. It's been like that. So I got Shadow's story, and then I've got a very small part left of Silver. According to the game, it's like 15% left, so it's probably like 1 or 2 stages. Now, once I complete all of that, supposedly once you complete all 3 stories, it unlocks a final story. And the final story is kind of like a little mini thing that has all 3 characters, and then a final boss fight. So that's the deal. That's what's left. Now, here's the thing. Yesterday, I had about 60% of Sonic's story to go. And it took me almost the entirety of the stream to do it. I didn't even finish Sonic's story until 3:30. So that's, almost 3 straight hours of gameplay that was all Sonic. So I'm almost thinking that to finish up Shadow's story is probably going to take most of today's stream, if not more. Alright. So what I decided was that today I am going to go with the full court press, as they say, which means all of my efforts today are going to be fully on trying to complete Sonic 2006. So this first gameplay stream, starting in just a few minutes here, will be Shadow. I'm going to jump into Shadow. I'm going to try to get as far as I can and beat him. Alright, beat his story. We'll see how far I get on the stream. I have also dedicated myself that tonight I will play another stream at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Which will be basically the conclusion of the game. I'll try to finish up Silver if I haven't yet, and get to that final stage and take on whatever the final boss may be. I have heard people telling me the final boss of this game is the biggest motherfucking piece of shit ever. That, like, it is one of the most annoying final bosses of any game in history. Great. I just can't wait. I wonder if I'll even be able to figure it out. I mean, so far I've been able to figure out the bosses pretty easily without too much difficulty. But if this really is one of the toughest bosses ever, oh boy. I guess we'll have to see. So, if you're here right now watching this live on stream, understand this is not going to be the conclusion of the game, that it's actually going to continue on later tonight, and I'm going to try to finish the game later tonight. So, apologies if you cannot make it later tonight, but if you can, I hope you'll come back. Because it sounds to me like I'm going to need help with this final boss if I can't freaking beat it. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Again, I don't know. I don't know what this boss is. We'll have to see tonight. Okay? in truth, I've seen the full story of the game, but I've never seen like the bosses or the gameplay or anything. I remember when I played this back in 2007 and I hated it so much. I went and I just looked up the cutscenes and I watched like all the cutscenes from the game and that was it. But even then, it was kind of hard to piece together the story because you're watching them and, you know, you have to understand the cutscenes of every character are kind of out of sequence because they jump around with the time manipulation mechanic and everything. So, anyway, that's the deal for today. The full effort to try to finish Sonic 2006 in these 2 streams by the end of today, alright? Which means tomorrow I will be doing No Man's Sky, the new release for this week. The game that's been hyped for years, in development for quite a long time. The game that's very controversial right now, because people have gotten leaked copies of this game, and they've been playing it, and the developer basically came out and said, if you're playing a leaked copy, you're playing an over 3-month-old version of the game, that since then we've patched, we've updated, there's tons of new content, there's, you know, all these fixes and things that people are complaining about are already fixed, but basically people rushed out and broke Street Date, which you're not supposed to do. And that's why you're playing an unfinished version of the game, and that's why people are being critical of it. So we'll see. I mean, it could be that that's kind of a PR job of them trying to protect themselves and not get bad press because people are playing an early version of the game that is revealing. Or it could honestly be that they're correct, that they actually have a lot of stuff in the game now that's fixed or better that was not available because they didn't get that day 1 patch, and it's unfair that people have rushed out this version of the game for views. And let's face it, that's why they did it. They did it for views. Let's break Street Date and use backhanded fucking tactics at a store that doesn't understand what Street Date is to get a game 2 weeks early so I could play it on stream and on YouTube and get millions of views and money. You know, earlier this year I played Dark Souls 3. The reason I played it early was because everyone else got it fucking early. So I realized that if I didn't play the game weeks early, like every other major streamer was doing, that I was basically going to be playing a game with no audience, because everyone was going to go off and watch someone else play it instead of me. And I was forced into playing the game early. And let me tell you something. It was probably one of the worst decisions I ever made, because the Xbox One version of the game was so fucking inferior. With massive input delay, with increased frame drops, more loading, worse graphics. I hated it. I was so angry that I had chosen to have that version of the game, really. And I was forced into it. For the survival of my fucking business, I had to do it, which I didn't want to do. But the bottom line is, you know, it did work out. People did check out my videos, especially because I was doing it earlier like all the other streamers. They couldn't fucking wait because they saw a paycheck. And that's exactly what's happening with No Man's Sky. It's ridiculous. It really is. Yeah, someone, Popsicolo in the stream chat just said, some idiot on Reddit spent $1,200. $1,200 to get an early edition of No Man's Sky. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Seriously. Really. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. I'm playing No Man's Sky tomorrow on release day. I'm playing it all day. Just like I'm doing Sonic 06 all day today, tomorrow I'm doing No Man's Sky all day. So a 2-stream event tomorrow for the premiere of No Man's Sky. Okay? Later this week, I will be doing a new playthrough to balance with No Man's Sky, and I'm going to probably put it to a poll. The choices are going to be Scarface on the Xbox One, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and it seems like everyone is telling me if I play it again to play the PS4 version, so I probably will do that. And then, last but not least, Godfather 2, a playthrough that I started back in 2009 and had to stop because of YouTube bullshit community guidelines that now have been fixed so that virtual boobage doesn't get fucking flagged like real nudity. So, there you go, ladies and gents. That's the deal. This week will be Sonic today, No Man's Sky tomorrow and Wednesday, and then balancing No Man's Sky with a new playthrough later in the week. That'll go into next week, and we'll see how it goes. If I end up finishing a game, maybe I'll start another playthrough or whatever. We'll see. But I certainly hope that No Man's Sky is as entertaining and as immersive and as content-heavy of a game as people say, or at least as the developers say. I guess we're going to find out tomorrow firsthand, right? We'll find out. We will find out. All right, so that's the deal. That's what's going on this week. It's an exciting week. I want to say, after 1 week now being done with August, thank you to everyone who came out, who checked out my live streams, who joined me for all the new stuff. I'll be honest, every day so far this month has been great. We got a lot of people coming out to the streams. We got a lot of people checking out the videos on YouTube. Everything's hunky-dory good. Thumbs up. I'm pleased. Much better, much more so than July, by the way. And this is kind of what I figured would happen. Once the new games and events and stuff are going on, I was going to get people back and reinterested in my content after kind of a month away, a dead month in July. But thanks to those of you who were here in July as well and stuck around, and thanks to those who came back, thanks to everyone. I'm feeling positive, I'm feeling excited for this month, and I cannot wait for it to continue. Alright, so without further ado, let's just get through the gratuitous plugs, and then we will start. Alright, so first of all, please, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy my live streams, you enjoy my on-demand videos, please continue to spread the word. Please let everyone know about the fun stuff that I'm doing regularly. Let your friends and fellow gamers, what I meant to say, know that I'm doing this fun and entertaining stuff. Word of mouth is key. Please follow me on Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP. Where daily I put a schedule update at night so you know exactly what to expect tomorrow. I regularly put up polls there for games and stuff that I'll be doing. Later this week I'll be putting up a poll for what the next playthrough will be that I balance with No Man's Sky, so that's pretty important. And I share a lot of other stuff too. This morning I was actually talking about Suicide Squad box office results and the fact that it probably won't be a bomb, but it certainly isn't a hit. Stuff like that, you know, stuff that I find interesting. I post up pictures and stuff. So please follow me on social media, it's key. And if you do follow me on social media and you like the stuff I'm posting, please like and retweet it, because social media interaction and presence is key to success in this digital age. Please check the descriptions of all of my live streams and videos, because I have a discount code there for Loot Crate. If you're interested, Loot Crate does all kinds of different subscriptions now. They don't just do their standard Loot Crate, which is more like pop culture stuff, but they do video games like Loot Gaming, they do anime, Loot Anime, they do all kinds of different Loot Crates now. And my discount code can now be applied to any of those Loot Crates. Any new subscription on lootcrate.com, use my discount code to save 10% off. And, you know, that helps me out, gives me a little bit of a cut too. This month, I'll actually be unboxing a Loot Anime box over on the King of Hate Vlogs. So something a little different for you this month. And next month, I'll actually be doing Loot Gaming. Loot Gaming. So we'll see. We shall see how things go. Hopefully those boxes will be awesome. Alright. Also, please check out KO Gaming, where I do highly edited videos such as in-depth game reviews, first impressions, countdowns, all kinds of stuff. Just in the past few weeks, I did a first impressions video on the early release version of We Happy Few. I reviewed Batman, the Telltale series, episode 1, and I did a countdown series of the top 10 worst things about modern gaming. You can find that right here, as you can see on the title card, youtube.com/KOGaming1. Later this week, I'm going to be doing a video on No Man's Sky. After playing it for 2 days, I'm going to do like a first impressions video there. And I may even do a special video on Sonic 06. We'll see what happens and how much time I have later this week. Alright. Patreon. Let's go to that. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. This month's Patreon goal has been announced. It is directly in response to what you have asked for. I listened to what you said you wanted, based off of all the feedback I got this year with Patreon, and people said, we want guaranteed full playthroughs, and we want to know what games are going to be played. We don't want uncertainty of not knowing what's going to be played, and we don't want these marathons. We want a guaranteed full playthrough of a game so that when we pledge and we hit a goal, we know we're going to see the whole game, alright? So, here's the deal. This month's goal, if we hit the funding level, which right now, I checked this morning, we're around $200 below the funding level. Do not trust what it says on my Patreon page. I actually have already sent a help email to Patreon to try to get them to fix it, because it's literally about $200 to $250 below what the actual pledge amount is, which is bullshit. I want them to fix it for me. But anyway, we're around $200 away. If we can get $200 of new pledges, and we hit the monthly goal for this month by the end of the month, either Jak 3 HD, Banjo-Kazooie HD, or Crash Bandicoot 3 will be played as a full playthrough starting in early to mid-November. Excuse me, I meant to say September, not November. Early to mid-September, excuse me. And, I think that'll be a lot of fun. People have been asking me to play these games for a while. Ever since I played Jak 1 and 2 years ago, ever since I got the Retro Replay Collection, and ever since I played Crash 1 and 2 last year, people have been asking for all 3 of these games, so any of them, I think, would make a pretty excellent playthrough for September when there's some dead time in there, okay? So, we shall see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we hit the goal. Please know that if you do want to vote, you have to pledge $5 or more. You can pledge any amount, and it'll contribute to the monthly goal, but if you pledge $5 or more, you get the premium forum access that will allow you to vote on one of these 3 games. Okay? Plenty of time still till the end of the month, but just throwing that out there, that the earlier the better, so that way we can get an estimation of how close we are. Like I said, right now it's about $200 away, but hopefully by the end of the month, we'll hit the goal. Now, it's not just about the goal. By pledging to my Patreon, obviously you're directly supporting my efforts to keeping on with the daily live streams, with the daily on-demand content, with the new edited content on KO Gaming, with vlogging, with everything. You want to see me continue to be successful and keep doing this full-time as a job. That's what Patreon is all about. So please consider pledging for that reason. But you also get personal perks, such as text or verbal thank yous in my videos. In fact, last night, I did my weekend preview video on the King of Hate vlogs, and there was a whole new run of thank you messages for people who had pledged in the month of July. Also coming up in September, there will be a new episode of Ask the King, and if you pledge a certain amount, you'll actually get your question answered on Ask the King. You can also get a private Q&A video made just for you, where you can ask me anything, and I'll take like 20 to 25 minutes of time out of my schedule to film a video just for you. So those are some of the cool perks you can get for pledging to my Patreon at patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. Alright, and I, of course, want to say thank you very much to those who are ongoing patrons. I have somewhat, so like 160-some people who have been pledging monthly for over a year. Thank you for that. And I look forward to, putting out good stuff for you in the future, thanks to your support. Alright, and then last but not least, everyone, my girlfriend's business, The Black Current, at etsy.com/shop/The Black Current. She makes handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. She's had this business since February of last year. It's been overwhelmingly successful. We did not expect the amount of success that she's had. She shipped over 500 items to worldwide destinations, including Europe and Australia and Canada, all international places. She can ship to a lot of places, thanks to export laws kind of being a little bit more lenient. Of course, she can't ship everywhere, though. But people who've ordered from her love the product. If you actually check the site for yourself, all right, don't believe me, check it for yourself. Overwhelmingly positive feedback. This is glycerin-based soap that's much better than the stuff you buy at the store 9 times out of 10, because those things are usually called detergent or beauty bars, because they're not even considered soap anymore. That's why it's so cheap. This is high-quality stuff. It's healthy for your skin. It leaves your skin feeling moisturized and nice, not oily or dried out like those other bars, and it smells great. And of course, wax tarts are a great alternative to having a scented candle in your home. Smells just as good, but is actually more reusable in a lot of ways, and no fire hazard. So please consider checking it out if you haven't yet at etsy.com/shop/The Black Current. All right. That's enough out of me. It's time to start up with the conclusion of Sonic 06. And, I'll tell you, yesterday, some of that stuff, a lot of that stuff was pretty rough yesterday. So, I hope I can survive today. I mean, this is the Endgame now. We're getting to the part where I'm going to try to finish up everything. So, a lot of people are saying the worst is yet to come. I'm like, you got to be fucking shitting me with some of the stuff I've already seen. Good God. Alright, let us begin, ladies and gents, with Sonic 06. Thanks, everyone, and let's do it! Yeah!